Here's a hot take that's going to ruffle some feathers. England's spectacular collapse in the 2026 Six Nations isn't just disappointing. It's the most predictable, unpredictable thing I've ever seen. Steve Borthwick's 12-match winning streak was built on a foundation of quicksand. The moment they faced real pressure from Scotland and Ireland, the whole facade crumbled. And now, 89% of fans want him gone. This isn't just a blip. This is the end of an era.
Welcome to Rugby Rundown. I'm Gavlar.
And I'm Adrian. And that hot take you just heard, I'm not backing down from it.
Well, before Adrian declares war on the entire English rugby establishment, let's set the stage. The 2026 Six Nations has officially become the hardest tournament in history to predict. Every algorithm, every pundit, every betting market got it spectacularly wrong. So today, we're asking the fundamental question: are we witnessing the collapse of sports analytics? Or is this simply rugby's most chaotic chapter yet?
It's not chaos, Gav. It's exposure, pure and simple.
Let's examine the numbers first. The sports forecast algorithm gave England a 64% win probability against Ireland at Twickenham. They lost 21-42. That's not just missing the mark, that's a complete systemic failure. When you dig into the data, the algorithmic errors were staggering across multiple fixtures.
Exactly. And you know why those algorithms failed? Because they don't capture what really matters, the human element.
But hang on, the fundamental variables did change. Lions tour fatigue created a hidden deficit that models simply couldn't quantify. Tommy Freeman played 34 matches last season and publicly admitted to built-up anxiety.
That's exactly my point. You're looking at spreadsheets when you should be looking at faces. Freeman's anxiety, Tom Curry getting pulled after 50 minutes against Ireland, Maro Itoje being called one of England's biggest underperformers on his 100th cap. These aren't data points. They're human beings cracking under pressure.
But there's also the tactical paradigm shift. France's impressionist back three, Ramos, Adesogbe, and Biel Biare, they're playing unstructured rugby that defies every defensive algorithm. Traditional models weight structured metrics like set-piece success and territory percentage, but when a team bypasses those entirely...
Right, exactly. The eye test beats the spreadsheet every time. You watch Mathieu Jalibert's crossfield kicking against Wales. Within 10 minutes, he identified a structural weakness and delivered that pinpoint kick to Biel Biare in acres of space. No algorithm predicts that moment of brilliance.
But here's where Ireland becomes fascinating. They had 18 players on the Lions tour compared to England's 15, yet they demolished England 42-21. Look at the efficiency metrics. England made 12 entries into Ireland's 22-meter zone, but only managed 1.75 points per entry, while Ireland converted at 4.33 points per entry.
And why do you think England's attacking system broke down? Mental fragility. When Ireland raced to a 22-0 lead in 30 minutes, England's discipline collapsed. 15 turnovers in the first half alone. That's not tactical, that's psychological warfare, and Ireland won it completely.
Let's talk about that Twickenham turning point then, because this wasn't just England falling apart. This was Ireland executing a perfect tactical pivot. Andy Farrell orchestrated a masterclass. Jamison Gibson Park's high-tempo attack exploited the edges of England's narrow defense, a blueprint directly influenced by Scotland's success the week prior.
Absolutely, but it goes deeper than tactics. Ireland went from Sam Prendergast struggling against Italy, missing kicks, losing composure, to Jack Crowley orchestrating devastation at Twickenham. That's not about system changes, that's about momentum, psychology, and leadership. Andy Farrell got into his players' heads.
The Irish forward pack performance was remarkable, though. Joe McCarthy disrupting England's lineout within 7 minutes. Tyg Burns' goal line turnover in the 37th minute. Caelan Doris consistently breaching the gain line. These are tactical executions at the highest level.
But here's the thing. Borthwick made the unprecedented decision to substitute Freddie Stewart before halftime because he was rattled under the high ball. When have you ever seen that kind of panic substitution in international rugby? That's pure psychological breakdown, not tactical adjustment.
Italy and Scotland have also emerged as genuine disruptors. Scotland's pragmatic away victories, beating England 31-20, surviving Italy 18-15 despite algorithms predicting comfortable wins. Xander Fagerson completed 19 tackles with 0 misses against Wales. Rory Darge's breakdown interventions.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Heart, character, desire. Italy recording 224 tackles in one match. That's not tactics, that's pure grit. Danilo Fischetti winning crucial scrum penalties against elite packs. These performances can't be quantified in your precious algorithms.
So, looking ahead, what does this mean for coaching and team dynamics? The pressure on Borthwick has reached critical levels. Fan polls showing 89% want him gone. Shaun Edwards emerging as the favorite replacement at 38%. Only 11% want to stick with the current setup.
It means the old-school structured phase play approach is dead. You can't build systems around methodical rugby anymore when France is scoring from broken field chaos and Ireland can pivot tactically within 2 weeks. Modern coaches need to focus on mental resilience and adaptability, not just game plans.
But there's a deeper player welfare crisis here. The modern calendar has hit saturation point. When Tommy Freeman openly admits to mental fatigue after 34 matches, when Lions players get dispensations but still struggle psychologically, the system is broken.
That's why I said England's streak was built on quicksand. The moment they hit real adversity, everything crumbled. Compare that to Ireland's transformation. They absorbed early setbacks against France and Italy, made the necessary adjustments, and came out stronger. That's mental toughness.
The Lions tour effect is undeniable, though. France secured Grand Slams in post-Lions years 2002, 2010, and 2022. This statistical advantage occurs only once every 4 years, and it's playing out exactly as historical data predicted. France sits atop the table with a plus 64 points difference.
But even France is succeeding through chaos, not structure. Their impressionist back three defies every defensive algorithm. When predictive models rely on structured metrics and a team can bypass those entirely through broken field brilliance, your algorithms become worthless.
The Team of the Week forward pack for Round 3 perfectly illustrates this shift. Players from 5 different nations, including Italy's Danilo Fischetti and Scotland's Xander Fagerson. Traditional powerhouse dominance has completely evaporated.
Wales is the only team performing exactly to predictions, and that's tragic for them. 93% probability of the wooden spoon, and they're delivering it perfectly. But even their predictability shows how psychology matters. Without Jack Morgan's leadership, younger players are thrown into the crucible prematurely.
Right, final whistle time. Bold predictions. I think France wins the championship, but not the Grand Slam. Their unstructured approach will eventually hit a ceiling against a well-drilled defensive side. Ireland takes second, Scotland finishes third, England fourth behind their pragmatic approach.
I'm going bolder. Ireland completes the psychological turnaround and wins the championship. France's chaos eventually works against them in a pressure situation. England, they don't recover from this mental damage. 5th place finish, Borthwick gone by summer, and Shaun Edwards takes over as the firefighter.
What about Scotland's momentum carrying them to their highest ever Six Nations finish?
That's exactly what I'm banking on. Gregor Townsend has built something special, pragmatic grit combined with moments of brilliance. Finn Russell's game awareness, Darcy Graham's finishing ability, that defensive resolve we've never seen before from Scotland.
One thing we can agree on, this tournament has proven that rugby's entering a new era where algorithms fail and human psychology reigns supreme. The 2026 Six Nations will be remembered as the moment predictive sports analytics met its match.
Finally, something we agree on. The hardest tournament to predict ever, and it's not even close. Eye test over algorithms, psychology over statistics, heart over spreadsheets.
That's Rugby Rundown for this week. Subscribe for our post-tournament analysis, where we'll see if Adrian's bold predictions hold up. Hit the notification bell and follow us on social media for breaking news throughout the tournament.
And remember, trust your rugby instincts, not the computers. Until next time, this is Adrian.
And Gavlar, signing off. Keep questioning the algorithms.